Yeah, that's a great one.
Get ready to have that stuck in your head for a month. All right, so we watched Babylon. You hadn't heard about it.
No.
It went under the radar somehow.
Never heard about it before you mentioned it.
I thought it was great. I mean, it's got some issues, but overall, I was like...
2/3 of it.
Babylon is a masterpiece about the golden shower era of Hollywood. An ode to hubris, Boogie Nights meets Singing in the Rain with a splash of Eyes Wide Shut.
Is Piggy like that?
Wait, give us more. Keep bubbly, por favor.
Oh, shit, I've never seen Singing in the Rain.
Really?
I have, but I haven't seen Eyes Wide Shut.
We watched Singing in the Rain after I saw it. Let's watch Singing in the Rain. I'd seen it before, but...
It's great.
It is. Yeah.
It really is.
So
It's
there's
great.
a section in the middle of this movie where it's like, oh, we got to adapt to the talkies, and where does this microphone go, and how does this work? That's like straight out of Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, I know he was watching in the theater.
Right.
That movie he was watching the whole time was Singing in the Rain? I thought he fell asleep during one movie and woke up during Singing in the Rain.
It's all Singing in the Rain.
Brown toes. And I can't stand them. Pierre, you shouldn't have come.
She's got to talk into the mic.
Let a bitch live.
I wanted to say it's like a well-constructed movie.
One-shots and giant ensemble pieces and musical numbers, and I've never seen ensemble musical numbers with so many boobies and cocaine, and I'm there. I'm in for that.
And dong.
Yeah, it's got like great scenery and shooting and stuff, but as far as like characterization and story arcs, and I feel like it had a real Stephen King-esque ending where it's just kind of like, well, this has been going on a long time. I better wrap this up. Don't know how, so...
You did a lot of cocaine, and then you're like, well, I'm out of cocaine. I guess the book's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what it felt like.
Do you have a mashup? It's Alien meets Predator. It's
Great Gatsby meets...
a lesser Gatsby.
An okay Gatsby.
The Great
I lost
Gatsby,
it.
the 70s version, meets The Great Gatsby, the 2013 version.
Yeah.
Oh, that came out of fucking nowhere.
Boogie Nights kind of reminds me of Boogie Nights, like maybe a Great Gatsby meets Boogie Nights.
It is.
Perhaps.
It is maybe like shot for shot Boogie Nights.
My fucking wife has an ass in her cock in the driveway, Kurt. All right? I'm sorry if my thoughts are not on the photography of the film we're shooting tomorrow.
I'd have to go and look, but it's like all these story beats, this ensemble cast in the film industry.
Yeah.
Plot wise, it's like, that's
Pretty
a lot of Boogie
identical.
Nights.
Maybe like Almost Famous a little bit vibes
Almost
too.
Famous.
Yeah, I
That's
love that
interesting.
movie.
Do you know where I can find some drugs?
It is a little bit because that guy starts out as just like the lowliest PA.
Morphine, opium, ether, heroin, coke, and Louis XIV sat on that.
It's a 3-hour plus movie that shows a guy pee his pants at like the 2-hour 45 mark.
Yeah, and
That's
what saved his life?
That's a bold move, right?
Yeah.
Imagine being in the theater at 2 hours 45 and you're watching him pee his pants.
And you're like, that sounds kind of nice.
Is Piggy like that?
Maybe.
But you said it didn't do very well, so maybe no one was in the theater to
Not a
pee
lot of
their
people in the
pants.
theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
The ending is a little bit underwhelming.
I would say it's a pretty bad ending.
It's pretty bad. Well, especially because like the movie starts strong and flashy, and
it's maybe my favorite first hour of a movie.
Yeah.
Just so many things happening.
But then it
Margot
just-
Robbie is just like tits out in a orgy dance scene.
But
I
then
don't know.
it-
Actually, do we see? I don't know.
I
We
don't
see
think
Margot
we do.
Robbie's tits.
Yes, we see one. She flashes it.
Yes,
It's a
you're
cut
right.
though.
You're
That's
right.
probably not her.
I don't think that's
I
what
don't know.
You
It
don't see her
could
face
be.
and her nip at the same
I
time.
think she winks after it.
That's fair.
So I'm not
That's a
sure.
stunt. That's a stunt nip.
Yeah.
A stunt nip?
But yeah, it's
I've
just
been
like
lied to.
it's
a nip
just
double.
the last hour and a half. It's just like such a drop off.
If you had an underwhelming 30 minutes in the middle, but it ended strong,
Yeah.
it would be like, oh, it was great, because you walk out of the theater like, that was great. But when it's the last part and it leaves that impression, it's like, yeah, you gotta stick the landing. And here's my problem with a lot of the critiques is that a lot of them are just like, it's just too long. It's just way too long. You gotta trim. And it's like, okay, if this was a limited series and it was 5 hours long,
Yeah.
would anyone care that it's too long?
No.
Like, if anything, go longer. Like, I would rather
like
it be
6
5 hours
episodes.
long and we get to know these characters more.
Characters
Maybe
with
it would.
more well-rounded story arcs.
Right. I want it to be longer. I just don't want to sit in a theater for 6 hours. For the rest of time, we'll be watching it and we can pause it, and it's pretty good.
Right.
So it's like we're in this world where like all the best storytelling now is like prestige TV and
One of
not
the things-
the movies anymore.
Was during that whole montage at the end, they kept showing the woman who sang the "I want to pet my girlfriend's pussy." I was like, wait, was she a main character?
There's one pet I like to pet.
It's her pussy.
I stroke
What?
every chance I get.
It could be something else.
It's my girl's pussy.
Her girl's pussy. That's different. Well, I mean, they're all.
Oh, he goes to like 3 distinctly different parties. The first party that it opens with is
He
like
meaning Manny.
He goes to like an artist party, which is like fun, ruckus,
French
drugs,
75s and
nudity,
ether.
costumes,
Cocaine.
just great. Like an artist party is a great party.
Little person and a big penis.
Big penis. It's a pogo stick. Wow.
And then about halfway through the movie, he goes to the rich people party, the producers party,
No one wants to be at
and
that
it's just
party.
like stuffy tuxedos, canapes. It fucking sucks.
That kind of thing, I can assure you.
And here we have a pâté de Campan designed by Crump with a Takaki bubble.
And then at the end, he goes to like a criminal party.
There's like a fight club and an elephant man.
Yeah, it's like descending into hell.
It really is descending into
LA,
hell.
I
They
think
call
he
it
calls
the
it that.
asshole. of
Yeah.
LA.
So I liked that aspect.
Is it the 3 circles of hell? The first circle is like fun. All the fun
not so
people,
bad.
all the fun people are in hell in the first circle. Like just
that's
having
cool.
having
That's
a
what we'll be,
having a
probably.
20s party.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I
like-
think once you reach that like real seedy underbelly, you're like, oh,
And
gotta
Tobey
get out of
Maguire
town. Yeah, he was
suddenly
great.
Haunting.
He was really great.
I was freaked out by him.
his makeup was
Maguire, yeah.
so like
No, so I was thinking you make a movie about him, and in it, you make him full-fledged retard. My next idea is my best.
His makeup, so he's putting on like he looks so pale and
he looks
weird.
like jaundiced.
But then when they're underground in that red lighting, he looks normal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's
been
made
here.
up to look normal in the dark world. He's Satan.
yeah.
That's where he's normal.
This is the kind of thing your industry needs. Hollywood has just become so stale.
It's very late.
No. I promised you a site. You're getting a site. Let's try one more floor.
I thought it was great. It was like that whole sequence I thought was great. It is also straight out of Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I kind of thought
Yeah,
so.
Boogie Nights, there's a scene where they are selling baking soda and saying it's cocaine.
Yeah.
So it's like the similar setup of like, we'll sell it, we get money, we get out of here. And it was like, okay, we get some, here's the fake money. And
It's from your bank heist picture. It's movie money.
in that scene in Boogie Nights, there's a guy just lighting fireworks. So just periodically there's just like loud bangs and they're just like,
You want something to drink? A pill, a little coke, a little dope, I got everything.
Get us some drinks, please.
on super edge. And then in this, Ethan Suplee is just hawking loogies periodically. It's like, that's the same thing.
There it is. That's a fat half key right there. And that is some quality shit. If you want it, don't worry about it. That out.
I think we can make millions together.
We gotta split, man. We gotta go. Ah, come on, you just got here. I know, it's a party.
It's pretty late.
Oh, no. It's worth it. I promise you.
Suddenly alligator, suddenly
Suddenly
shitting.
alligator.
Yeah. Suddenly Seymour. Suddenly a shitting elephant.
And then there was a lot of vomit at the rich people party.
Oh, yeah.
Like copious amounts of vomit.
2 different times we see people peed on. One auto pee fixation. The other one is a stripper, hooker.
Fatty Arbuckle.
Peeing on Fatty Arbuckle. I mean, this first hour of the film is just amazing. It's like, oh, Fatty Arbuckle's getting peed on by a stripper, and oh, you want drugs? Well, we got ether.
Morphine, opium, ether, heroin, coke.
They're trying to get an elephant up a mountain. This is the first sequence.
And
We're
then
trying to
into
get
a
an elephant
house.
up a mountain, and it's too heavy for the truck. So we tickle its butt so it'll poop. Like, this is a scene in a movie. I love it.
The opening scene in
It's
the
like
movie.
opening scene. That is like a window into how I write things. Because I'm like, okay, I have a fun fact. Elephants poop if you tickle their butts, and zookeepers know that. How can I write a scene around this? And it's an insane scene. I just love stuff like that.
Hop out, homie.
I noticed in reading the book Hollywood Babylon that the first page, white elephants, the god of Hollywood wanted white elephants. The shadow of Babylon had fallen over Hollywood. That's in the first page. So in the book. So we haven't talked about the book, Hollywood Babylon. There's 2 of them.
It's a book of tattletales by Kenneth Anger, some of which are pretty dubious, but he was in Hollywood, through this whole era. And so it's just all this smarmy, gossip from the shadows, lurid details.
National Enquirer type.
Yeah.
The golden era
So
of
everything
Hollywood.
minus Bat Boy.
Oh, Bat Boy.
I didn't even know about Bat Boy.
Oh, that came out of fucking nowhere.
Are you Bat Boy?
Bat Boy. She's Batgirl.
So anyway, Hollywood Babylon. Inspiration for the film?
Most definitely. There are tons of direct references.
Yes. And so this book, it's totally accurate reporting from the era?
Like I said, it's pretty dubious. It's a lot of gossip and, hearsay, stuff like that. Because the first time I read it, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I can't believe this is all true. Kenneth Anger wouldn't lie to me.
Can you give us some examples?
The Count, who's always there on set to deal drugs to everyone.
Peanuts! Good for hangovers. 1 bag or 2? 1. And you're paying this time? Thank you.
Fatty Arbuckle may or may not have killed a prostitute with a champagne bottle.
We do see somebody opening a champagne bottle.
Yeah, we do see a champagne bottle up a butt.
Oh my god. People are doing it. Whoa. Human bottle. Can you say that on YouTube?
Say what?
Anally.
It's fine, I think.
Yay.
I'm trying to, there were other specific
for
things
educational
I think I
purposes.
noticed.
Talk about a French 75.
When I first moved to LA, signs on all the doors said, no actors or dogs allowed. I changed that.
And now, y'all ready for something different?
French 75s.
What's in a French 75?
1875?
75 millimeter. It comes from the artillery piece. French 75 millimeter artillery piece.
Because
Is
you
where the
can
name
drink
comes
it out
from.
of a cannon shell?
No, because it rocks you like an artillery piece. It's powerful.
Because it has
champagne and sweet stuff in it, so it's very powerful.
I've never had one of those. Oh my god, it's our first time, babe.
Oh, sweet.
Getting artillery bombarded.
Welcome the audience to our 1920s party.
Dress. Shaky, shaky.
Damn it. I just 1930s.
Oh.
Well, that's in the
Didn't you
movie
get the memo?
too.
I'm a decade ahead.
Do you think the dog will chase this?
I hope she does. She wants it. She sees it.
Scared.
Whoa, it's stabby back here. And
oh god.
razor sharp.
What are you doing?
Tastes French.
Yeah.
No, not for doggos.
Freya.
It kind of reminds me of maple syrup.
I'm getting like a honey.
Yeah, it tastes like mead.
Brad Pitt orders some drinks.
A lot of them.
This table only has 1 bottle. We're gonna need 8. We're also gonna need 2 gin rickeys, an orange blossom with brandy, 3 French 75s. And can you do a corpse survivor?
So after this, corpse survivors?
What's in a corpse survivor?
Gin, lemon, triple sec, and quina lillet with a dash of absinthe. 2 of those.
A lot of pictures. There's a lot of nipples in there. Is
That's
there a nipple on the cover of that book?
Somewhat.
Jane Mansfield?
Just this sliver of a
Am
nipple.
I going to have to blur that?
Hold on.
No. During primetime television, you can show like 2/3 of an ass.
It's totally fine because the bottom of the book holder is like censoring it.
Perfect.
This is good.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
That is serendipitous. It's clear, like, I think Damien Chazelle read Hollywood Babylon and was like, here we go. We're going to make a movie about this. Does he believe it's true? Because I've watched a bunch of interviews with like producers and people who are involved in the film who are like, I don't know. I read the script and I was like, this is crazy. I don't know. Was it really like that? And then I would learn and did research and found out, oh, it was really that crazy. And I was like, I think they think Hollywood Babylon is like totally true reporting and they're taking it seriously.
I just had no idea that Hollywood was actually like this, that the 20s were actually like this. And it took Damien showing me the source material to believe that it actually was that insane, that debaucherous.
They took the sensationalist thing too seriously. And in that sense, it reminds me of the film Caligula.
Oh, God.
Because
yeah.
Caligula takes the accounts of a particular Roman emperor, but there are a lot of accounts of Roman emperors and how hedonistic and debauched they are. But that history,
Gin Gimlet or Gin Ricky,
right? That history, I think, is pretty dubious because it was written by historians who were very anti-emperors.
Yeah.
Thought emperors are bad. It's like when you have emperors, you get these crazy guys who do this debauchery, and we need to have like a senate. So they would write this history that's like
Catullus.
He made his horse a senator, and then he made all the senators' wives into prostitutes, and
then he fucked all the prostitute wives and the horse.
Then they make the film, and they're like, well, we're taking historical documents and turning that, and this is what it was like. And I was like, well, is that really what it was like?
It's not smut, it's history.
Or
is that kind of like Blonde, that book Blonde about Marilyn Monroe too?
Which was a film last year as well.
Yeah, I want some
Quote,
stuff.
I thought, wow, I didn't think it was that crazy back then, but then we read the totally real, not exaggerated Hollywood Babylon, and wow, it was real.
Just take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
That's how LeVar Burton turned us all gay.
Twas.
You can see his butt.
I'm going to bed.
Brad Pitt.
I've seen Brad Pitt's butts before.
Brad Pitt's butts.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You can't get up.
Tickle his anus real fast.
Yeah, good idea.
So I watched this film on an airplane. There were children around, so that was fun. It was like a mainstream film. It's on Amazon Prime. I can download it.
You watched it on like a little screen, right?
I watched it on this. I wasn't expecting to be like, oh, and now we're peeing on a guy. Okay, here. Oh, there's a guy dressed as a penis jumping on a pogo stick. Or the pogo stick is a penis.
Is a penis.
It's a pogo penis.
It's like he's jacking it off.
And he's a little person.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm putting on a mainstream Hollywood film with Brad Pitt in it.
This piggy likes that.
What's going on? People are helping me.
Is this the smuttiest film Brad Pitt's ever been in?
Smuttiest Brad Pitt film.
Probably this by far.
Yeah. Brad Pitt.
Because he's been in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Should this have been called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, I like Babylon because it's a clear reference to the book. It's clearly pointing you like, go read this crazy fucking book, which apparently I believed.
Do you want to talk about Kenneth Anger a little bit? I don't know really anything about him.
I don't know a ton about him. He's just a crazy Hollywood guy. He did a ton of really awesome short films that I think he financed most of it himself. They're really cool. Most of them very homoerotic. Yeah, we'd have to read his Wikipedia page.
This could be a fun video. Jacob reads a Wikipedia page aloud.
No, that's one of my favorite podcasts.
Tobey Maguire in the film, do you remember his drink of choice?
Do you want a drink? It's brandy mixed with ether.
Yes.
Wilson, will you get us some drinks, please?
He looks pretty fucked up and jaundiced, so it's got to be something intense.
There was a movement of people being like, no, you shouldn't drink alcohol, you should drink ether.
Can you drink it?
Yeah.
You won't just pass the fuck out instantly?
I guess you're at the right dosage. It gets you euphoric.
What's ether?
A drug. It wears off in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you don't
Is
like...
it a liquid?
It can be a liquid.
Yeah, it's a liquid, and normally I remember seeing this sketch on SNL where Lorne Michaels is in his office. He's just dropping ether, and someone barges in. And he's like, "What? It was pretty. It's the funniest I've ever seen Lorne Michaels be.
Lorne,
sorry.
Come in. I'm just sniffing ether. I think you're going to do a great show tomorrow night, Tobey.
Lorne, the show's tonight.
I've got to cool it with the ether.
So the film is about a time of transition.
Sound picture.
Yeah.
Like Don Juan?
No. Singing. Talking pictures. Like you're there.
You, think people want that, though? Sound in their movies? Yeah, why wouldn't they?
And Brad Pitt, who plays Jack Conrad, he's like, we need to change the form. We need to elevate. He's like really wanting to find the next thing. When the next thing comes, it kills his career.
Okay, so they were really over dramatic about that. I guess that did happen to some people.
Yes.
And they just couldn't cope. He seemed to have like a very open door to like segue into just a different era of his career. And he was just like, nah.
Leading man only.
Go be a producer.
Nah.
Well, he says that film he was doing was a giant swing at mediocrity. It's greatness or nothing. He doesn't want to go for mediocrity. He doesn't want that career.
I thrive in mediocrity. Yeah.
So how's your movie?
Shit. The giant swing at mediocrity.
That character is partially based on John Gilbert.
Okay.
Silent film star, and then it was like, oh, but people don't like his voice. But even that is like an apocryphal story. When we have some sort of legend where we go, oh, that's what happened. And it's like, well, it's not really what happened, but it just makes a good story, so people remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, his voice was shrill, so no one liked it. And it's like, actually, his voice was fine. It's like the first talkie he was in, they're still learning how the microphones work and it's like, yeah, it kind of didn't sound great. But his voice was fine. It wasn't like he had to, it's not like Gilbert Gottfried was a silent star and they're like, oh,
I love you, baby!
Yeah.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you.
So much of this in Singing in the Rain.
Yeah. This is very much.
Hello, college.
Fuck! Cut!
Right.
Yeah, I loved that part. That scene was great.
That's essentially a scene out of Singing in the Rain. I mean, like, the way it's done in this is great.
But done to like
it's very different.
10,000th degree.
Yeah, but that in Singing in the Rain, it's like, well, we hid the microphone in a like
corsage
right here, and she has to talk into it, or they would hide it in a bush. And then so it would be like, everything great is great, and I am talking, and no one's going to hear anything I say. And this is great.
Well, hello, college.
Who sneezed? Who the fuck sneezed?
Gene Kelly.
Fred is Gene Kelly, and he is with lead actress lady, and she's the one who has like a shrill voice. And so when it becomes
and
the
a Jersey
talkies,
accent.
yeah, and a Jersey accent. She's the antagonist in Singing in the Rain, which is basically Nelly in this movie. Like,
next time, try softer, okay? But why, my darling Pierre? Why?
And I can't stand him. Pierre, you shouldn't have.
Pierre, who is the fellow to whom you are speaking?
Who is the fellow?
in Singing in the Rain, it's like, we're doing talkies now, and she has this terrible voice, so we're like, what do we do? This movie is ruined. And so they dub her with a different actress. Oh. Which is
Debbie
Reynolds, Carrie Fisher's mom. She's like, no, this will be your career now. You're my voice, and it's like gonna ruin,
like Ursula.
Right, it's gonna ruin her career, and so she's really this like villain, kind of who Nelly's the one who like has the bad voice and has to go through training to talk appropriately.
Elocution.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
A Singing in the Rain reference within a movie that later has a Singing in the Rain montage. That callback.
Yeah.
I was like,
one of the criticisms of this movie is people are like, well, it's just doing Singing in the Rain, but worse. And then it keeps reminding you of Singing in the Rain with all these references. And like,
and then visually showing you Singing in the Rain.
Right. To say, like, I would rather watch Singing in the Rain, they're just completely different movies. That's a movie from the 50s that's very stuffy, and, like, yes, similar things are happening, but you don't see orgies with people peeing on each other and doing mounds of cocaine and, like...
I have to do this?
They're like
It's been a while, but I don't remember that.
they're
I
like
don't remember that in high
10-minute
school.
long dance sequences and Singing
That
in
are
the Rain.
boring. There are 10-minute long dance sequences in this that are not boring.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Lots of boobies.
You call my offices. We're gonna need more musicians. You're talented, man.
Mrs. Thalberg.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna go throw up now.
Is it party interlude
Party
time?
interlude time.
All right.
Because I'm out. Think about what was your favorite quote?
None of this goes on film. What I'm about to say, but my store is about to unionize.
Oh, no. We need Manny to break this union up.
The extras want to renegotiate their pay.
Put the kid on it. He's great. What's your name?
Manuel.
Right, Manuel. Manuel's great. Put Manuel on it.
You have experience with strikes?
Yes. Gentlemen, I believe you all agreed to a day's work.
And I believe I agree to ram this knife up the asshole of the first faggot they sent over.
She has led you to your destiny through fate, through your lifetime to this moment, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm taking Party Time, Sparkle Cox.
Party time, Sparkle Cox. All right.
Yeah.
Corpse
I
Survivor.
also did like this one. Well, Claire's a lesbian. That's an uphill battle for anyone.
Yes. My girlfriend's pussy.
Jacob, tell them about the Hays Code.
Oh, also, frankly, Scarlett, you're a cunt was pretty tough.
Very good.
Hasta la vista, motherfucker.
I was really disappointed that the film never got into the Hays Code.
What is the Hays Code?
Super pivotal.
Explain it to Jess.
Essentially, there was too much crazy shenanigans going on in Hollywood, and it was all starting to make the papers, and it was cutting into sales. Movies were getting boycotted by purity leagues, and Hollywood decided they were going to self-regulate by getting this little gnome buck-tooth shit-ass motherfucker to come in and be their czar of movies.
Wasn't he like the Postmaster General?
I don't know, but he wasn't even squeaky clean. He was a corrupt little bitch. Made the Hays Code, and it was just a bunch of stuff you couldn't have in your movies anymore.
Because his name was Hays.
Yeah.
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah. So that was when we got all the you can't show a toilet. You can't show more than
two
you
people
can't show
sleeping in the same
when they're
bed.
kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
I've seen Brad Pitt's butts before.
Brad Pitt's butts.
And
When
where
the
did
guy-
Hollywood get the idea of we'll get some federal guy who will be in charge of making us legitimate? Major League Baseball.
Oh yeah.
Because they had the Black Sox scandal. There was a gambling scandal. They hired a judge, a federal judge, to be the commissioner of baseball. This is why all the sports have commissioners now.
Yeah.
Oh.
His name was Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
I really liked when the AD went off when they were trying to shoot the scene with sound. That was pretty good.
Would you like to perform that for me?
I don't think I have it here.
Come on.
Shut the fuck up! Not how we make movies!
The fuck up! Shut up! Shut up! Now, if anyone stops this scene again, I will shit on you! I will shit in your mouth! I promise you!
Those are some big promises. Party Time, Sparkle Cox.
You gotta yell it. You gotta hold a bottle of champagne over your head while you do it.
Oh yeah.
Party Time, Sparkle Cox.
Who's gonna fight this fucking snake? You fucking pussies!
Okay, so I'm
She
making
was really good.
Corpse Survivors.
Plus, I had to trash talk Frankenstein.
Oh, that came out of fucking nowhere.
I feel revived. Cheers, you guys.
You
Why
like
are we
my
breaking
glass?
out the Coke?
Yummy.
Thoughts?
I have some old
Tasty, right?
hydrocodones. That's like heroin.
I found some Xanax when I moved the furniture around today.
Oh, really? Nice.
I lost the bottle of Xanax.
Oh, nice.
I use it when I
find
fly.
Uh-huh.
She's packing, has the stress of packing, trying to leave the house. And I'm I'm going to find this. This is husbandly duty.
Yes,
It's in the house
absolutely.
somewhere. We have Schedule 1 narcotics somewhere in the house. Could not find it. And when I moved this chair, it was under the chair.
Wow.
Don't know why. How did I get there? Who knows?
Magic.
I think what we have here in Hollywood is high art. It's
Party time, Sparkle Cox!
You are even more fuckable in person.
Thank you. This is Estelle.
His fiance. I'm not actually gonna fuck him. I beat the whole USC football team at a game of craps and we rapped, and so now they have to be my slaves the whole night.
So in Kenneth Anger's Hollywood Babylon.
So anyway.
Yes.
Who is Nellie based on?
It seemed like a bunch of different people.
She is based on Clairbeau. Clairbeau had the rumor list in there that she had sex with the whole USC football team, including one Marion something.
Oh, John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Morrison.
Marion Morrison.
I'm related to him.
Really?
Cool.
So you know firsthand, did she have sex with the whole USC football team? Your great aunt never mentioned it. Okay.
Can you do the John Wayne impression?
Absolutely not.
Hey there, Pilgrim.
That's my favorite part of the birdcage. What, no good? And his husband's
Robin
like...
Williams.
No, actually, I just never realized John Wayne walked like that.
Yeah.
I love that part. That part's so
That
funny.
is such a good
And
movie.
it's in the French part. It's in the French movie, too.
Clara Bow, in real life, or in Hollywood Babylon, is rumored to have sex with the whole USC football team. The first film she made after that rumor was like, I'm going to college.
Well, hello, college.
Motherfucker!
Boogie Nights. I have some more Boogie Nights references. The crying on demand part.
Could you by any chance try the same thing with less tears?
1 tear or 2?
Dirk Diggler.
Yeah.
Boners and money shots on command.
He came inside of it. Maybe we could like go to stock footage or...
Are you crazy? It won't match.
I could do it again if you need a close-up.
1 tear or 2?
There's a part where Don Cheadle is at a donut shop and it gets robbed and everyone gets shot and killed and he ends up like, oh, I can just take this money.
Give me this. Oh.
It's a lot like the scene where Manny...
I
Pretty similar.
care for how they did that in this movie, though. This does seem like is this person's first movie?
Why do you suppose I just hurled a chair at your head?
Do you want to talk about Damien Chazelle?
We don't have to skip to it, but it just had this like semi-amateurish feel. Like their first foray into real filmmaking. It feels very art schooly here and there.
The directing, the filmmaking is great. I think you're responding to the writing. I mean, just the giant set pieces. We haven't talked about
costuming is awesome too.
Yeah, and the giant set piece, different like the film on the set where there's like the battle sequence. Which, by the way, who was the Otto, the
Otto
German
Preminger?
director? Otto
I was
Preminger?
also thinking of the Austrian director von Stroheim.
I think he's listed as Otto von Stroheim.
Yeah, he seemed like
it's like maybe it's a
mashup of all the German.
Who is playing
Eastern
that
European.
person in the film?
Motherfucker! So sorry, God. You gave us a beautiful life and I squandered it.
That's Spike Jonze.
That's
Spike Jonze.
Really?
Well, I haven't seen Spike Jonze in forever.
Well, I liked at the beginning how there were like there was like this one long continuous shot through the party too. It was pretty awesome.
Anyway, the film is your classic five-hander. Manny, Nellie, Jack, Sydney, and Lady Faye.
Oh.
Which Sydney and Lady Faye are not in it that much.
Yeah, I did not know they were main characters until the montage at the end where I'm like, oh.
I really noticed it this time because we stopped like halfway. Watching it again, I was like, oh, Sydney is like barely a character in the first half.
Remember who that is?
Shut the fuck up. What? You heard me, you whiny bitch. If that elephant dropped its elephant ass on your face, maybe you'd be home long enough to fucking practice. I practice 9 hours a day, you fuck. Yeah, but I mean on saxophone, not cocksucker.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't show up. Well,
He's in the party, but he's
whole way, but
yeah, and he doesn't really interact with the other characters that much, other than when Manny makes him put on blackface.
The band looks mixed.
What do you mean?
I mean, the other players are a lot darker than Sid.
But he's black.
They won't think that in the South.
there's an obvious solution here, and it's relighting.
That's too hard. I don't want to get up. Be brighter.
I know a great movie of a black person in whiteface.
White Chicks.
I was thinking of Watermelon Man.
Watermelon Man. I thought the film is almost a masterpiece, personally.
Almost?
The ending, sure, a little bit underwhelming.
I see
It's too
potential in this director.
And the Oscar goes to Damien Chazelle, La La Land.
I thought the ending was more than a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I thought the ending was bad. I thought it was a really
was disappointed with
bad
At the
ending.
hour and a half mark, I'm like, this is fantastic. This is amazing. I do think that on rewatch, I enjoy the ending more. I don't think it is as bad as I thought it was the first time. You guys have seen it once, so you can.
Yeah.
So trust me when I say, when you watch it 3 times, it's all right.
I would probably watch it again too, because it was just entertaining and fun. It just naturally caught my attention. It was just something I was interested in, I guess.
It just got a little like preachy, like moralizing, where like when he's in the movie theater,
The montage.
and the montage.
So
like,
that montage,
That was art schooly as fuck.
it really is. And
That was bad.
When it starts showing clips of other movies, I just want to, I'm going to do this in the video. It'll just be like a second of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but it'll be like Babylon 2022.
Be part of something important, something that lasts, that means something.
For me, I think critics were too harsh on it, and I've read a lot of the reviews. The thing that really keeps coming up is, well, it's too long.
I've got to end it. It's kind of like getting the elephant up the hill. I've got to end. I've got to get this elephant up the hill.
You gotta take
what am I
tank.
going to do? That's what you got at the end of the movie. You got a movie, and you're covered in elephant shit. But at least it's a done movie.
It's a movie.
I wonder what the director's cut would be.
I don't know that it's longer. I took a look at the script, and I don't know that there's a lot that was cut out of it. I didn't read the whole thing, but I skimmed it.
I was curious if the scary dude did more than eat a rat.
Oh, he's the best. He's the coolest. And then he just eats a rat, and it's like...
It was a lot, but...
I grew up with, like, Alice Cooper and the Snakes, and Ozzy Osbourne and the Bats. I was really hoping for something really pushing the boundaries there, and I was like...
Well, especially after...
It's juxtaposed up against, like, conjoined twins having sex and a lady fight club. I went through it frame by frame at one point.
Of course you did.
I was going to say...
Because I was like, what is happening in this scene?
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not...
I cranked up the brightness and went through it frame by frame because I was like, I want to find everything. I have a list in here, but it's... I don't think we really missed anything.
I was pretty let down by just a buff dude who eats a rat, mainly whole.
What would you put there instead?
You'd have to give me a day to think about it.
Watching.
Personally, I think we could have had 10 years. This movie's going to be like, what? Why wasn't that a big hit? This is a great movie. I think it'll be revived. That's my feeling.
So it was great.
You guys agree or
I
no?
would say it'd make a good midnight movie if it wasn't 3 hours long and you get out of the theater at 3 a.m.
Right.
I would say overall, it gets a positive from me.
Maybe just a post-Barbie bump. Let's watch other Margot Robbie. It's like, this is a great Margot Robbie movie.
It is.
Maybe we need a Margot Robbie cut. We get rid
People
of
are
some
going
of
to
the side
scroll through
characters.
her IMDb, Wikipedia, and be like,
It really shows like how great of an actress she is
she's got a good
from
range.
Barbie to this.
1 tier 2.
One of my thoughts for the meme, if we've thought of memes yet.
I was confused what made her throw up.
She really lands it at the end of like, well, there you go. That's what a star does.
Yeah.
She could cry very specifically on demand, so maybe she can control their bodily functions in a
Yeah, that's
similar
true.
way.
Can she vomit on command?
Oh, she made herself vomit on command.
Maybe she's
I don't know.
If I ate that
Whatever
amount
the
of
fuck
food
that was.
and then yelled that much, I would throw up 100%.
This sounds like a Mythbusters episode that we can do right now. Right
Wait,
now.
food?
Here's
Who
my question
volunteers?
for everyone. Of the 3 Hollywood parties, the crazy debauchery artist
Which
party,
one do we go to?
the stuffy rich person party with the best fucking food, the weird,
The
crazy
Underground Fight Club.
Underground Fight Club party where you're going to see fucked up shit that you're never going to be able to
Which
see.
one do you go to?
Which one do you go
Oh,
to?
this is easy. It's not even close.
Yeah,
She's
I want
going
to
to
go
the
to the
first party.
first
She's
party.
going to the
Yeah,
first
I'm
party.
going to the first party. That was
I feel like you're
fun.
tempted by the second party.
I really love good food.
I just remember the
pate,
red
and I was
Jello.
like, pate.
See, Jacob's tempted by the second party. I'm tempted by the third party. I'm like,
You are on your own.
yeah. I've been there where I'm like, guys, weird rural strip club, let's go. And they're like, we're out. And I go and I come back, I'm like, I've got stories. I saw some weird
He went
stuff.
alone. This really happened.
But was there pate? Oh, you went to the third body?
I went to the third kind. I have some quotes from reviewers. Stuffy, second party people.
Flecks of paint from a madman's brush. As your humble servant bears witness to the latest of the moving picture's magic tricks. Look at these idiots!
Charlotte O'Sullivan of the London Evening Standard said, Babylon is a disaster of biblical proportions. Agree, disagree?
Disagree.
No, that's...
Yeah, nah.
It was way too fun.
It's not a disaster.
No.
David Stratton from The Australian wrote, Babylon is an unsubtle and indigestible mess, so that despite all the talent involved and the fascinating subject matter, it must be seen as something of a disaster.
Yeah, it's not subtle in any way, shape, or form.
Man number 3, I can see your erection.
All right, tuck it. Just tuck it up.
True.
And
Is this supposed to be?
Somewhat of a disaster.
Right. Is it supposed to be
Like, did you
subtle?
see the movie poster?
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
You didn't expect it to be subtle?
No.
I don't want subtle. I like Caligula. So, like...
I haven't seen it.
I like so many films
Be
that
weird.
are total disasters.
Be
I like
weird and
Highlander
big.
2.
It was different. Yeah, it was
I
fun.
watched Highlander 2 and I loved it. I was like,
Okay.
this is a fucking train wreck that hit another train wreck and then tumbled off the bridge and killed a bunch of children in a bus.
That sounds great. I'd love to watch that.
That's Highlander 2, and I loved it.
One thing about Jeff is more is always more.
Explain.
Oh, you want me to talk about
I want more on that.
Yes.
I mean, when it's like, well, is it too unsubtle that Margot Robbie like lays down on the floor and then does a weird dance and then like crowd surfs and there's like boobies and a weird pregnant lady and then there's a guy riding a penis pogo stick? Is that too unsubtle? We shouldn't do that. I'm like, can you like think of more weird shit? I want more weird shit.
That also looks like the foyer to the Fox Theater in St. Louis.
Does kind of remind me of that a little bit.
It's fucking insane. It's just like Byzantine, intricate.
Well, I just thought about the Roman Empire. Quote, Chazelle can't seem to land on whether or not he wants to reject nostalgia or eulogize cinema, and ultimately it's all incredibly smug.
Wait, so why is there a dichotomy between those two things? Like, that's such a weird...
Was it eulogizing cinema? Like it's dead?
No, what?
No, it's saying cinema is eternal.
None of that...
Who did that review?
That sentence
That
made
was
no
Katie
sense.
Walsh from Tribune News Service.
Chicago Tribune?
No, Tribune News Service.
That's a syndicated...
Well, I know now. Never listened to that. Hacks.
Yeah, shut up, Katie.
People who don't like fun.
Yeah.
There's about an hour of terrific movie in this love-hate look at lurid old Hollywood. Too bad it's trapped in 3 hours of self-indulgent bloat.
Bloat?
Okay, that review is like half right.
I think it's fair to call it self-indulgent.
It is pretty self-indulgent.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bloat.
I mean, if you're
I
making a movie.
don't agree with bloat.
I agree with that.
I've never enjoyed bloat that much.
But there is a good
self-indulgence.
There is a good hour
yeah.
in there.
First half hour is Giant Party. It's amazing.
It's
Like
called fucking Babylon.
If there's a movie
self-indulgent.
that could give itself a blowjob, that's this movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First 30 minutes is the Giant Party. Amazing scene.
Yeah.
Then title card.
Yeah, I know.
Then
That
we go
surprised
to
me.
giant set piece on set.
I love that. I
That was
wanted
great.
more of like this, like in the fucking works and it going fucking shit.
Tears on demand, stealing an ambulance,
Fire on
explosions.
set.
The fucking sound.
Yeah,
So that comes up. That's like an hour and 15 minutes. It's like up to about an hour and a half.
That part where the guy where Sydney has to darken up for the scene.
Right.
That's a pretty
this is-
gut-wrenching scene.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have a rise and fall. Is the rise is a lot of fun, and the fall is a lot of like, well, and now shit happens.
I would say the part where he has to darken up is it's like one of the most
Nadir?
authentically like gut punching scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
Where some of the other scenes that attempt to be gut punching feel more contrived, where that one's just like you can really
Woof.
feel.
Yeah.
So the rise is fun, the fall is not so much fun. Why not? Here's my idea. And then halfway through, we do a rise of different characters. As they rise, it pushes aside those characters. So it's their fall, but it's a rise for somebody else. So it's not so much of a downer because it's like, oh, but then this person takes off as Margot Robbie stops getting work and then kills herself with drugs and gambling or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but this lady's taking off. So it's like...
But then that's more of like a long format.
I thought of my meme.
Yes.
What's your meme? Let's hear it.
Okay. when he's sitting there, like, crying, he's like, is this fucking movie about us?
Yeah.
From TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it is.
I know.
He's singing in the rain.
Yep.
I know the part of the movie you're talking about. I don't know the TikTok reference.
Oh. It's this meme where, like, wait, is this fucking movie about us?
You pointed out a
continuity error
involving a cigarette and its wear. I checked on IMDb. Already there.
Somebody's more nitpicky than you.
Yes, already
But
there.
I get credit for noticing it.
However, none of us noticed the anachronism that there is a part where you can see a billboard for Jackass 3D.
Really?
What?
When was that?
I don't know. I didn't notice it.
Jackass 3D.
I think it's maybe at the end when it's the 50s. I don't know.
I think that's fucking hilarious.
Whoops. Left that in.
Oopsies.
I mean, there's
it.
a lot of anachronism in there. I think I said while we were watching it that at no point does Margot Robbie look like she's from this era.
No, yeah.
Why don't you kiss my Royal Angelino hooch?
Nelly.
I have a fun fact about that, which was we're doing a lot of nudity, and the producers were like, well, we can't have fake boobs. It has to be real titties. But we also need pubic hair. So we need to find actresses willing to do nudity who haven't had boob jobs, who have pubic hair.
What, you?
Sweet.
So Jess, this was your
back in
opportunity.
time.
This was your opportunity to make it in Hollywood. You could have been
Let's go.
real titties and pubes. Let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah, any day of the week. Let's go.
Are pubes not in now?
No.
No, they're not.
Oh.
It's like heroin chic is back and like low-rise jeans.
I'm a
It's
retro babe, okay? What do you expect?
Playboy doesn't have nudity anymore, so.
Apparently.
What is the world coming to?
All I know is what's going on in Playboy because people bring me Playboys at work. All the fucking time.
So anyway, apparently the producers had a very hard time finding women that fit both.
Do they not know about Merkins?
So, therefore, Merkins were involved.
Oh, the Merkin budget is through the roof?
They went with, we'll find ladies with real boobies and then give them Merkins.
Do you know what happened to me in college?
They couldn't just grow it out.
Does it involve a Merkin?
I don't know what happened to you in college.
I haven't heard this.
I was in a film class, and it was the best class I took in college. I wish I could remember the professor's name. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name.
RateMyProfessor.com.
You were the best fucking professor I had the entire time. He once told us he did coke with Charlie Chaplin at his chalet in Switzerland at a New Year's party.
How old was this guy?
Old. It was his last fucking year, and that's why he told us you were the fucking best. We watched Dr. Strangelove, and he asked the class, why is the president's name so funny? And I went, and he was like, you know, the president's name in Dr. Strangelove is Merkin Muffley. And I was like, well, because his name is like the same thing twice.
Pubic hair, man.
And he was like, what is this, the thing? And I was like, well, a muff is like your bush, and a Merkin is a fake bush.
Fake bush.
Am I a sophomore having to explain what a Merkin is to people older than me?
Yeah,
I don't think I would have known what a Merkin was.
Yeah, you don't learn what a Merkin is when you
19.
turn 21. You learn what a Merkin is when you're weird and you read things.
I was fucking weird as shit.
I knew what Merkins were.
Sometimes he would just break into song, and if nobody sang along,
sing me a song.
He would
You're
just
the
do
Merkin
it
man.
until somebody sang along, and then if you did, he'd be like, "Okay, we're done."
And then he says, frankly, Scarlett, you're a cunt. Type it.
I just invented something. I need a name for it.
What's in it?
A splash of Lillet Blanc, a splash of Strega, and then champagne.
Not Italicus.
Oh, well, Strega is yellow, and Lillet Blanc is a little bit yellow. Golden shower, you know, something like that.
Okay. Baby, oh my gosh. You're very cute. Oh,
Who was it this time?
Claire.
Claire. Well, Claire's a lesbian. That's an uphill battle for anyone.
But why opt for subtlety and insight when you can have upchuck and defecation?
Defecation? Oh, I guess the elephant.
Yeah. I have a response to Carrie Darling from the Houston Chronicle, who wrote that. Why be subtle when you can have Margot Robbie smearing her talent around a booby-laden cocaine party? Why be subtle when you can have Spike Jonze getting underpaid extras murdered with medieval props?
Oh, I think it was Professor Ehrenberg.
Ehrenberg?
Like me?
Ehrenberg, but Jewish.
Character introductions. Great character introductions. How do we meet Nellie?
rolls up at the party.
Rolls up at the party.
And
crashes.
She literally crashes into the party.
Yeah.
How do we meet Manny?
He's there working the party
He's tickling an elephant's taint. Brad Pitt. How do we meet Brad Pitt? Jack Conrad.
Our marriage is in trouble. I am unhappy. Stop it! You are not fucking Italian. You are from fucking Shawnee. You goddamn fraud. Say one more word. Say one more word in Italian, and I will divorce you. One more.
Okay.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out of the car! Go!
Allora. Buonanotte, amore mio.
Buongiorno.
Yes.
Which,
And I think that was Olivia Wilde.
It is Olivia Wilde.
It is Olivia
And Brad
Wilde,
Pitt
yeah.
is from Shawnee, Oklahoma. Do you recall the last time we see Nellie?
She's
running away from the car.
Running away from the car?
No, she's walking.
She dances away.
Dancing away from the car to where?
Into darkness.
Into darkness.
A dark alley.
Into a spotlight. And then into
the spotlight. Yeah, I know this.
I mean, I like that they kind of like get together. There's been this will they, won't they, and then they do, and then they. I mean, it's kind
I
of.
thought that
like
was
2
too
hours.
Much. I
It's
thought
kind
they were
of-
too interconnected.
What does this film have to say about romantic love?
A bad idea.
There is no such thing.
There is no such thing, yes. Because Brad Pitt is very much into finding the next Mrs. Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he gets one, is like, well, this isn't going to go well. And is he into just like the hunt?
But it's like, well, then what's the point of marrying a person?
Yeah, I was like, is this partially like getting in the tabloids of like, ooh, power couple? Or is it just he's just wants to get them, and once he gets them, he's like, eh. Brad Pitt.
I've seen Brad Pitt's butts before.
Nellie uses sex, love, romance as just it's just a tool. It's just a way to advance her career. It's a way to like manipulate
But you never
people.
see that. You never see her like actually doing
That's
it.
what the first 30 minutes of the film's about. I'm gonna go be very sexy at a party and turn into a star.
She's just being sexy.
That's not love.
She doesn't seduce anyone in particular.
She is not into romantic love at all. She is into like, my sexuality is a tool for me to use to advance my career.
Yeah.
And the only time we're like, oh, it's gonna happen with Manny is when it's like, well, she's so screwed, Manny's gonna help her out of this. It's like, even that's still like,
Yeah,
this
she's
is a
using him.
utilitarian thing. Where else
He's
do we
the
see
only
love?
true romantic.
Yeah, he seems, but is he actually in love with her?
No, he's just a romantic.
He's just in love with like the idea of her, because he says, I think I'm in love with you, like, as soon as he meets her.
Yeah.
Frankly, Scarlett, you're a cunt, and hasta la vista, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would like some more ideas for that.
Ooh.
Think of a movie quote.
You think of somebody else think of the quote, and I will Brad Pitt it.
I'll never let go.
I'll never leave you, ho.
How about
If you build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come.
what's in the box?
What's that's I don't know. That's too perfect.
It already is.
Yeah, but if you build it, they will come. We got a whole humping scenario.
Oh, you're
what's in the
asking
box?
to-
He's like,
okay.
no.
I mean,
Keep it subtle.
Okay, so I'm at the register, but my coworker sees this customer with an untucked shirt who has a tie on, who's looking around for something, and he says, "What are you looking for?" And the customer just looks at him and says, "Chaos." I'm looking for the book Chaos by so-and-so. Do you know where that might be?
Is that the ultimate? Is there a better book title?
I'm looking for Dead Babies.
The book?
That makes me think of
Yes,
the
the book.
Dr. Demento song, Dead Puppies.
Damn, you know more about Dr. Demento than I do.
My dad was
Is he Rainn Wilson?
When we first got Napster.
What was the first song you downloaded when you could download songs?
Me?
Yes, anybody.
Probably NSYNC.
I can tell you mine. I was like, I can get any song I want.
Blue?
I can play this over and over and over on my computer speakers. Let's crank this.
Let's all just listen to Bloodhound Gang and dance.
I can't put that on
3
YouTube.
drinks in, he wants to dance.
I have a favorite quote. She's the one having sex with the ice statue. We're very fond of her.
She was jacking it off.
It's melting, yeah.
There's the moment where like, you think people want sound in their movies?
It was heavy-handed as shit, but
funny. It's
Who
funny.
the fuck wants subtle? I don't want subtle. Fuck subtlety.
You don't get subtle.
Oh, I get it. I liked Banshees of Inisherin. I'm into subtle.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Is it good?
It's good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to watch it now.
You're not gonna like that.
Watch
I
out,
am
baby.
Jack's perpetually
No.
heartbroken
Okay.
friend.
Baby, her head is...
No, not Manny.
Freya.
I think it's George.
Oh, yeah, the guy who gets stuck in the toilet.
He gets his head stuck in a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
And then he kills himself
He
later.
does kill himself, but thankfully off screen.
Off screen.
Claire. Well, Claire's a lesbian. That's an uphill battle for anyone. Oh, it doesn't look that bad, buddy.
What did we think of the snake fight scene?
Hilarious.
Amazing.
Can we recreate it?
It was
Yes.
It was a little much. It was over the top.
No, it was perfect. I'd love
The
to fight a
sucking the
snake.
venom out of her neck. And then
that's
immediately she's like,
that is Hollywood Babylon.
That's
That
great.
is Hollywood
That's
Babylon
great.
shit.
That's good stuff.
I just want to see a motherfucking snake fight!
No, babe.
Don't Nelly babe me, you 6-foot fucking vagina!
They got up and they went and did coke later.
If we recreate
they
this with a rubber snake, Jess,
Yes.
will you suck the poison out?
No.
We need a lady fae.
I'm not an actor.
Freya will...
Freya will
she'd
do
be
it.
happy to.
Freya's a neck
to.
sucker.
We'll rub peanut butter on your neck.
She'd be happy to.
Yeah, I have 4 snakes coming in the mail.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, don't worry.
So if
Where's
you're
my
looking
giant
out-
spider? I bought a giant
probably
spider.
took it again.
It's up there.
See? You see that? That's fucking easy!
Her face.
The lesbian kills the snake, sucks the lady until it revives her.
Nice.
Seems like a metaphor for something.
Cut! No good for sound. Harry, what kind of shoes are those? Come on, guys, Rubber Soles.
Is that where the name of the Beatles album came from? Rubber Soul? So
I thought the same thing too. It's very distracting.
I did research. The album is based on Plastic Soul, which was what they called it when white musicians did black music.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They
It's
called
also
that
called
Plastic Soul, and they were doing a play on that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's called Blue-Eyed Soul.
In the film Singing in the Rain, there is a scene where outside we are singing in the rain, and there is a thing in the background that says mahout, M-A-H-O-U-T, mahout. You know what a mahout is? That is the name for a person who tends to an elephant. It's an elephant reference in Singing in the Rain. Nellie ices her nipples.
Great scene.
And when the other actress is like, she's icing her nipples, she's like, I'm not icing my nipples. This is natural. You're just jealous because your nipples look like...
No.
I can't remember what she said. But it's a pretty good dig.
Latkes.
Latkes. I was
Nipples
close.
look like latkes.
I was close.
So I would like us to come up with another... What would an insult be to be like, your nipples look like?
Well, latkes are kind of lumpy.
Overcooked raviolis.
Pizza rolls.
Pizza roll nipples.
Yeah, it's a little ahead of its time, but I like it.
I would be insulted if you said my...
Bagel bites, is that worse?
Bagel bites. Yeah, bagel bites. That's worse.
Oh, damn.
Because they're the worst snack.
Yeah,
No,
I
bagel
agree.
bites
Don't
are better
like
than
them.
pizza rolls.
No, pizza roll all the way.
Pizza rolls are garbage.
Pizza rolls are great because
pizza
you're
rolls are
gambling. It's like
hot
Russian roulette
garbage.
with your mouth.
Mr. Stallberg.
Yeah, all right, let me go throw up now.
What does Nellie
That's
have
bad.
to say about Gary Cooper?
Big dick, little balls.
All cock, no balls. Manny is based on Rene Cardona, a Cuban immigrant who became a studio executive. Jean Smart plays Eleanor St. Jean.
Look at these idiots.
That's based on Luella Parsons, who comes up a lot in Hollywood Babylon, a columnist. Lady Fei Zhu is based on Anna May Wong, real life lesbian Chinese American woman who
That was the most one-to-one comparison.
Yeah, that one was really
pretty much on the
I have
nose.
to check her out.
She was referenced in that Hollywood show you watched. Remember with the gas station?
Oh yeah, the Ryan Murphy show.
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy.
She was like directly referenced.
called Hollywood.
It's like one-to-one in
on
both
Netflix.
shows. Yeah.
What is this show?
It's a Ryan Murphy show. It's kind of reminds me of this a lot too.
But better, actually.
And it's based in the 40s.
It's actually
pretty
really
good.
good.
And all the makeup and costuming is gorgeous.
I mean,
It's a
Ryan
fun
Murphy
show.
usually does a good job.
The writing's...
Who's Ryan Murphy?
The writing's really good.
American Horror Story guy.
Didn't watch that.
Oh,
Nip
Glee?
Tuck and Glee.
Didn't watch that. Didn't watch
I
that.
didn't watch that either or that either.
But I got a comment recently on one of our porn parody Safe for Work porn episode videos.
Ooh.
A lady who She played the Ali Sheedy character, if I'm remembering right, in the Breakfast Club porn parody.
What'd you say?
Episode. And just like, oh, this is hilarious, blah, blah, blah. And so I asked her, what other porn parodies are you in that we should do on our next episode? And she was like, well, I was in blah, blah, blah. She listed like 4. And one of them was Glee. And she said, I have never seen an episode of Glee, but it was fun to make this Glee. So I was like, all right, maybe we need to do Glee.
Rock Hudson's gay. We're going to tell everyone.
So Lady Faye Zhu, based on anime Wong. Lesbians weren't appreciated. She left for Europe where they were allowed. But you and I, we watched Shanghai Express, an anime Wong film, also starring Marlene Dietrich.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't do anything foolish. When are we leaving? I wish I knew. I suppose as soon as Captain Harvey comes down. If he's up there, he may never come down.
So there's a sequence where Gene Smart is explaining to Brad Pitt why his career is dying, essentially. Mm-hmm. And Brad Pitt makes that's the theme face. That's the theme of the movie. And he looks in the camera, essentially.
Mm-hmm. There'll be 100 more Jack Conrads. 100 more me's. 100 more conversations just like this one over and over again until God knows when. Because it's bigger than you.
Can I defend the ending?
You can try.
I'm going to defend the ending.
You can try,
Jeff.
Gene Smart talks about it. Eleanor St. John.
But in 100 years, when you and I are both long gone, anytime someone threads a frame of yours through a sprocket, you will be alive again.
Basically, you're immortal. Like, this is immortality.
Yeah, I like
this is
that.
The price
That was a
of
good
immortality.
monologue.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's saying, like, ghosts are real now.
Yeah.
It's never been true ever before. You've never been able to look at someone, watch a movie for 2 hours of like, well, that's Abraham Lincoln. And
well, I mean,
there he is. He's alive.
Though. There's paintings.
Yeah, it's different.
One day, every person on every film shot this year will be dead. And one day, all those films will be pulled from the vaults. And all their ghosts will dine together, adventure together, go to the jungle, to war together.
I'm with her. You can watch a movie from 100 years ago. That's a ghost. This has made ghosts real.
Yeah.
For the first time in human history, ghosts are now real. And that's what's going on at the end of the movie. It's talking about this immortality of you'll die. People will be able to watch it 80 years from now.
But that's also history, so...
Yeah, but we're making a point out of it.
I like
it's
it.
just a more tangible aspect
Ghosts are
of history.
real. That's crazy. The end.
Stop asking questions.
Ghosts.
Let's talk about Flea. What is Flea's best role?
Who the fuck invited her?
As an actor, I don't know of other acting gigs he's had.
He is the voice of Donnie Thornberry from Wild Thornberry.
Yes, I should have remembered that. I should have remembered that.
He's in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. He's in The Chase, Charlie Sheen movie.
So just slow down a little, Dale. Pump, man. Pumped! That'll stop him. I'm a road lawyer. I know you are, Dale. I am. Time to stop those little yuppie pumps, Dale. Dude, are we going to be on TV? You know we are, dude. That's fine. You know we are.
He plays Needles in Back to the Future 2 and 3. That's his best role. He's Needles in Back to the Future 2 and 3. That's the answer.
I mean, he's pretty good in this.
And if it doesn't work, Needles, I could get fired. It's illegal. I mean, what if the Jits is monitoring, huh?
The Jits will never find out.
Oh,
come on. Stick your card in the slot and I'll handle it. Unless you want everyone in division to think you're chicken.
I love Flea. Mars Volta, Radiohead, two of my favorite bands. If you were to ask like Radiohead about the Mars Volta, they would probably hate them, and probably vice versa. Flea plays with both of them when they play live. Like, whoa. Maybe not Radiohead, but he's in Atoms for Peace. He's hanging out with Tom York and Omar Rodriguez Lopez. He bridges that gap. Wow. Then he goes and hangs out with Margot Robbie and Damien Chazelle. Like, what a fucking life. What is this guy doing?
Or is it cocaine?
He started out putting a sock over his wiener and wearing nothing else, getting that tan line, the sock over the junk.
Man number 3, I can see your erection.
All right, tuck it. Just tuck it up.
Red Hot Chili Peppers has a good, solid oeuvre of...
Oeuvre?
Yeah.
not oeuvre.
I don't give a shit about your French pronunciation. I will piss on your fucking pate.
How would
and I
you
will
say that?
puke on your fucking cummerbund.
I respect that.
If you shit talk the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
From the book, William Randolph Hearst bought a yacht from the Kaiser. Aleister Crowley passed through Hollywood, taking note of the natives as, quote, the cinema crowd of cocaine-crazed sexual lunatics.
Cinema.
Coming from him, that's a lot.
Yeah, Aleister Crowley says that. The book calls Cecil B. DeMille a bathroom turncoat. What does that mean?
Glory hole enthusiast?
Well, what's a turncoat? Rudy Valentino, partial inspiration for Jack Conrad. Well-known taste for sartorial extravagance, his famous slave bracelet, his gold jewelry, and preference for heavy perfumes, chinchilla-lined coats, and pronounced Italianate coquetry.
Somewhat queer aspect to the Rudy Valentino persona that they never leaned into in the movie.
Well, next part, his virility was further impugned when it became known that the women he married were both lesbians. Quote, Rudy married his second lesbian before his divorce decree from his first was final. Which I guess that means bi women can't exist because, well, they must be lesbians.
Right, that's
because once they do gay sex, they're lesbians. They can't be bi. Another perennial source of scandalous rumor in Hollywood during the 20s revolved on the question of what really went on during the shooting of the notorious orgy scenes in the films of that stormy individualist Erich von Stroheim. Not just regular orgies, but notorious orgies. John Gilbert, who Jack Conrad is based on, his first talkie was called a shrieky. Rumor has it that the MGM sound engineers ruined his career on the orders of L.B. Mayer.
Oh my God.
As in Mayer Goldwyn, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. So the myth was that John Gilbert had a high-pitched voice and that when they went to the talkies, it ruined his career, but it's not really true.
Why wouldn't I get another chance?
No, it's just what I mean.
Would someone kindly tell me what the fuck is going on?
His wife at the time was like, I know theater. I know how you should deliver lines.
He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm a great film star. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
Yeah, and then he the line delivery was what failed him. And I feel like he recognized that. But that wasn't really made clear.
Make it simpler for the audience. Just cast Gilbert Gottfried.
I love you.
Simpler.
I love you.
We need it simpler.
I love you.
John Gilbert was married 4 times in 12 years, and he drank himself to death and died of a heart attack.
See, that's why I didn't like the shooting himself. It just seemed like a writing cop-out.
They're like, that's sexier than a heart attack.
Pretty
or the drinking yourself into oblivion.
Can you tell me more about drinking yourself into oblivion?
Yeah, I've seen Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I've also had 2 kidney stones, so...
Can I drink myself to Bolivia?
On an airplane, possibly.
Yeah, on an airplane, that's the only way I fly.
I know.
You take Xanax, I fucking drink at the airport. And by the time I get on the plane, I'm about to... I get in my seat and I go...
I don't think we've ever been on an airplane together.
No, we haven't.
Sounds like it'll be a very stressful experience for one of you. Well, guess which one?
Not me.
There's a photo in the book of the suicide of Paul Byrne. The butler did not notify the police, but phoned MGM instead, and soon Louis B. Mayer and Irving Thalberg, who's in the film.
All right, let me go through up now.
Byrne had a problem in that he had tried to effect intercourse by artificial means. So he couldn't get it up, so he used a dildo, and this was very embarrassing, and so MGM came and got rid of anything embarrassing.
She's icing her nipples so they perk up to her
Fuck you. I ain't icing my nipples. This is natural. You just saw it because yours look like fucking latkes.
And she placed this in my dressing room.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
They find a dead body, they're like, call the studio, get rid of anything embarrassing before the cops show up. Quote, the tone of Hollywood scandals changed when in 1942 Errol Flynn was charged with statutory rape. Peggy Satterlee and Betty Hansen, the girls involved, were under 18. One claimed to be raped by land and one by sea.
One if by land, two if by sea.
Yes, so we're making a Paul Revere joking reference while talking about rape. That's fun.
Yeah, Kenneth Anger's humor is blunt.
Quote, the fuzz then dragged in a dancer from the Florentine Gardens, Peggy Satterlee. She was well known around town, but because of her obvious experience and mammoth knockers, no one suspected that this minor Tootsie was anything but a major pro. Ooh. So if you have big boobies, you're a bad witness, I think. The book describes Marlene Dietrich, quote, by all accounts, a joyous bisexual with an appetite for many loves.
Nice.
A joyous bisexual.
Good for her.
During the production of Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean was host to a thriving colony of crabs.
Wow. God.
There's a photo of Lord Peter Wimsey. W.C. Fields with a terminal case of gin blossoms. An infection in your face. Oh. There's an upskirt of a dancer, and the caption on it says, natural air conditioning. That's on page 275. In Hollywood Babylon 2. There's the headline, Ronald Reagan, some of my best friends are homosexuals. That's fun. There's a photo in there.
Fuck that guy.
Mae West Living Room by Dali. Which is the inspiration for the cover of The Fall.
Wow.
Does that look like natural air conditioning?
Natural air conditioning. Yeah. Oh yeah, is that Carmen Miranda? Yeah.
Clara Bow is in Wings.
The show?
The band?
The film is won the first ever Best Picture. Like, there's no special effects. We're just flying 100 planes at the same time and shooting it. It's pretty great. Porn parody title.
It's hard to do in one word.
I mean, yeah, I think Babylon works.
Boobylon.
Boobylon.
All finished?
Yahoo!
We still haven't recorded as long as the film.
Really?
I thought we might make it.
No.
We're at 2:45. We do another 25 minutes, we can be longer than the movie.
Cut.
Cut. Terrific. Nice work. Nice work.
So we going again?
I could do it again if you need a close-up.
This is a pretty good representation of what they're doing right now.
Yeah, people coked out of their minds.
Yeah.
Bigger, better, and
We're gonna be movie stars, and we'll all have our own catamarans.
Party time, Sparkle Cocks.
Which one of you fucking pussies is gonna fight this snake? If there's a movie that could give itself a blowjob, that's this movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
'Twas Claire. Sorry, bucko.
Frankly, Scarlett, you're a cunt.
Are pubes not in now?
This piggy like that.
Brad Pitt's butts before.
Brad Pitt's butts.